Confirmed. Bitcoin dumps on June 18th as predicted, and altcoins get wrecked. All right, guys, so good morning and good evening, crypto astronauts, depending on where you're tuning in from, and welcome back to the Crypto Paradise. If you're new here, I do technical analysis and run an astrology birth chart for Bitcoin and see if the astrology patterns correlate with the TA. But none of this content is financial or investment advice. This content is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right, guys, let's take a look at the previous predictions. Take a look at this. I'm going to show you some of my previous videos where I literally called this. I was saying that there's a lot of caution in June. And what happened? Ever since we hit June 6th, we have been going down. Down. And I also predicted June 18th, we could see a dump. And we have gone down 3% just on June 18th. And we have gone down, how much is this? 10% since I predicted that there's a lot of caution in June. And we're not even done with the month of June. All right, so we still have, 11 more days to go now? Okay, let's take a look at the receipts. Let's take a look at the previous predictions. I will go ahead and show you these previous videos here. I said major warning, Bitcoin June forecast is concerning. This was 1 month ago. I gave you guys a heads up. Okay, so you definitely, if you haven't already, you want to subscribe so you can get these heads up so you can protect your hard-earned capital and not lose your gains. All right, so check out this video. I'll play a clip from you. You can check it out on my channel as well. Go ahead and check it out. But here is a clip right here. Now, this is super, super huge caution here, guys, because we have Saturn conjuncting Uranus. I have not seen a negative transit like this for a long time. Since we had the Silicon Valley Bank collapse when Saturn conjuncted the Bitcoin Venus. Okay, guys? So we could even get more bank collapses this summer happening around June 18th or even July 11th, guys. Okay? Because Saturn is the planet of restriction, hard lessons in reality, banking institutions, and it's going right over Uranus, which is the planet of crypto and technology. All right, guys, so I gave you that heads up. So there is the receipt on that one. Let's take a look at another one. Take a look. This is my video that I streamed 9 days ago. All right, letting you guys know. Now, Bitcoin predictions, as I've been saying, I'm seeing caution before this full moon on June 21st. However, even before that, on June 18th, that's when Bitcoin could see a dump or consolidation or price dampening. And for me, I'm taking Bitcoin profits before that on June 14th. Okay, guys, so there you go. So how would it have been if you were able to make smart financial decisions and potentially have taken profits back a month ago before we got all of this dumpage? And we're not even out of the woods yet. All right, so really important to mention that. Let's take a look. Let's take a closer look here. All right, so the daily close for Bitcoin, I mean, obviously we're hanging out this 65 level. We have this nice downtrend, which some of us were not expecting. We could continue down, guys. We could talk more about why that could be, particularly with the astrology. But, as you could see back on May 1st, we were creating this uptrend line, especially if we look on the weekly chart. I made this uptrend line with the weekly. We got one hit, 2 hits, 3 on that same line. And then we dropped after that. And so now we are starting a downtrend. We will see how far this has to go. But if we make a 50%, let me try this again. If we go from the top to the bottom here at 56,000, when we hit that at the end of April, we have already hit the 50% level at 64,131. So either we are going to maintain that level and maybe bounce off of that before we start stair-stepping up like this, Or if we break through this 50% level at 64,000, about 64,200, then that could be a level of resistance that we stay under for a while until we head back up. So that's certainly a possibility there. So that's a bit concerning. And if we look at the monthly, we still haven't gotten below 65, so that's good. But it's going to be really critical to see where we end this month, to see if we're going to end above 65K or below it. That's going to be very telling to see which direction we might be going here. If we look at the DXY, this is how strong the dollar is compared to other currencies around the world. We see that it has broken through this downward trend line, which is not so good for crypto. We're not out of the woods yet. It is still hanging out around this 50% level line here. You see this green line. Let me zoom in actually. Let's go ahead and zoom in, shall we? There we go. Much better. Now, if we see that green line here, you know, we're still hanging out around that level. That's around 105.26 about. And so we want to start seeing more bearish action. We want to start heading down. We want to bounce off of that 50% level. And if that's the case, then we will likely see a crypto run. However, if we just start heading back up like this, that is going to be bad for crypto. And so far, ever since we broke through this trend line, it's heading upwards. So currently, you know, it's not not looking so great for crypto enthusiasts, for crypto bulls. All right. So once again, if you're getting value, if you see the value of this content I'm putting out, how I predicted, gave you a warning about June. And so far in June, let's take a look at Bitcoin again. Ever since we started June, we did get that pump, but we've gotten much more of a dump, like I mentioned. How would it be to have gotten this warning beforehand to protect your hard-earned gains? So definitely subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated and you can get all the futures that I come out with for free, guys. It's extremely valuable stuff I'm putting out for free. All right, so please support the channel. All right, let's zoom back out. And who would like to take a look at the astrology, shall we? All right, for those astrology enthusiasts, that's what we do on this channel. We're taking a look at the astrology. Now, we are also getting, let's see, if we take a look at, we see Saturn's at 19 degrees. Saturn's a planet of restriction. We got Neptune at 29 degrees. We just had Mercury and Venus square Neptune a couple days ago. All right, and we've been getting very bullish. I warned you guys about this in the June astrology video update. Once again, check that out. I posted it a month ago. Go to my channel, check out that video. I warned you guys about this. Venus, Mercury, and then the Sun are all squaring Neptune, that this is not good, all right? Because Neptune brings a lot of confusion into the markets. It's the god of Poseidon, the god of the seas, and he does not mess around, all right? And the Sun is squaring Neptune right now. So another reason why markets are not doing so hot, particularly with crypto, because Bitcoin is getting a very negative hit. And then we're gonna have the full moon coming up on the 21st. You guys definitely check out my full moon video. Check it out on my channel for the June 21st full moon. And I'll tell you all about the energies that are coming up on the 21st. And then later in this month, even worse, we get a Saturn stations retrograde. All right, and let's take a look really quick at Bitcoin. I told you guys about this in my previous videos once again. But if we, so the inner circle here is the Bitcoin natal chart. When Bitcoin was born, the first Genesis block of Bitcoin, January 3rd, 2009. And then the outer circle is where the planets are literally in the sky right now, physically. Okay, and right now we are getting Saturn is in the sky right here at 19 degrees 20. And then it is hitting the Bitcoin natal chart Uranus at the same degree, 19 degrees. All right. So that is why I warned you guys about this. Saturn brings restrictions, contractions in the markets, hard lessons in reality, and it's hitting Uranus, the planet of crypto, on the Bitcoin chart. So it's bringing restriction to crypto, and this is not even just with Bitcoin, but we can even take a look at the altcoins as well. You know, we take a look at the total three. These are all of the altcoins minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the altcoins are just getting clobbered. Let's see how far down the altcoins have gone down since beginning of June. Altcoins have dumped already 20%. Even this top altcoins like Solana has dumped a lot here. Solana dumped all the way down to 128. Extreme wreckage here. Wow, render went all the way down to $6.64, and we're potentially, we might not even be out of the woods yet. I mean, we could get a bounce like this maybe, but it might not even last super long. We could get sideways action, but all in all, it is not looking bullish. I'll tell you that for could be a while here, guys, and I'll be putting out much more future videos. And you can also join my private mastermind group by clicking the link below to join, where I will do monthly updates. I'll sit with you guys for an hour live, and you can ask me all your questions about the crypto astrology, Bitcoin, technical analysis, altcoins, all those good things. And there's so many things we can cover. All right. And I also want to take a look at, here's something really interesting, is if I can get this set up properly on the screen. Let me zoom out here. As I'm thinking there is a chance. Now, let me show you this on here. So there's a chance that we could be in a Wyckoff accumulation scenario here. And potentially, you know, we saw the Bitcoin peak potentially right here at 73,000. Then we dropped down to 56,000, and then we headed back up to 71,000, and then we're dropping off again, and maybe we're somewhere like right here. But perhaps we could continue to head down into, you know, so right now we're in phase B, potentially. And if this is correct, if we are in the Wyckoff method, accumulation schematic number 1, we could be heading to phase C in the coming months, where we could even make a lower low. That's certainly possible. Are we going to go below 56? It's possible. In that case, maybe we go down to like 51, 52 or something like that, 54K, and before we start heading back up. Or another possibility is if we see something more along the lines of this, which is very similar. This is the schematic number 2, a little bit different. We still have the peak here. We still have the bounce off the bottom. With Bitcoin, it was at 56K. Then we headed back up to 71, and then we could be, you know, somewhere around like this point right here. We still have a little bit lower to go. And then we just we go into phase C, and we go a little bit lower, but we don't make a lower macro. We don't go below 56K. Maybe we still head around, you know, hang out around 60K, 61K. That's certainly possible. And then perhaps in this scenario, we'd bounce off of 61K before we start heading up. And then we create a new all-time high. All right, so that's totally possible. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But so I brought up this schematic on here. It might be a little bit hard to see, but if we make it brighter, there it is. And I put this on the total market cap here. And so, you know, you can see over on the chart there, it looks fairly similar, you know, and we can resize this to make it look better. This gets a little messy here, but if we make this so you can see through it so it's transparent, then we can kind of see what I'm talking about there. And anyways, You see how that, we could be in some place like this, okay? But we would have to probably start heading up fairly soon if it was this case. But if it was the schematic number 1, we would actually potentially head down in phase C, where it could potentially head down even lower like that before we start heading back up. So hope that makes sense. I can even zoom in a little bit so you guys can see more clearly. But let me know in the comments below. I mean, this is definitely a possibility. This would line up with the astrology quite well as well, particularly the schematic number 1. And but it could definitely be this one as well. Either one. So that is what I'm thinking. Let me know what you guys think. If you think we could be in a Wyckoff situation here, accumulation phase. Another thing that points to that is if we look at the daily exchange volume, and let me see if I can expand that. All right, so if you look at this, let me make sure my head's not in the way. Okay, it's looking good. Over to the right here. So ever since we hit the all-time high back in March, April, well, really, I guess March, the daily exchange volume started heading down. It showed us that, retail has left the building, and we are just kind of dragging around here, just sideways action for a while now. And it could mean that is a time of accumulation in the markets. Similarly to what we saw last year when it was just hanging out low. I mean, Bitcoin went from what? Last year it went from what, 16K all the way up to 38K approximately. But the daily exchange volume didn't go up much until the end of the year. And so, we could be heading into another time over this summer where it's a long accumulation period, less exciting time in the markets, but potentially a very, 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 not financial advice, but a very, very good time that I'm thinking about accumulating massively. And this could be one of the greatest buying opportunities that we see for a long time until the next bear market. All right. Arguably, if we peak out in the bull run heading into next year, which is what I'm thinking. All right. So what am I doing? What am I thinking? That's what I'm doing. Dollar cost averaging. And I will keep my eyes on the charts. I will continue putting out videos to be support for y'all out there in the world so that you can achieve your dreams, so that you can buy a home, okay? We do not want to be in a world situation where BlackRock buys up all the homes and we have to be renting, for the rest of our lives. All right. We want to be able to own what we want to own and be happy, right? We want to own our own homes. We want to grow our own foods. We want to have control in our lives and be able to share that with our friends in our community and our families. Okay. Let me know in the comments below if you agree. Can I get a hallelujah? All right. So let's see what comments we have here. All right. You definitely called it, mate. Good job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Give myself a pat on the back. It is, when I'm looking ahead into the future in the astrology, it is a little bit like, is this really going to happen? Like I made that June video before all of this happened. And I was making that video when markets were doing quite well. And, it's like, is this astrology accurate? But guys, it is just uncanny how accurate this has been. I'm still at 90% accurate. All right. And that's why I'm showing you the receipts here, guys. You can go back, go look at my past videos and see if I predicted things properly. All right. And thanks for giving me that acknowledgement, man, Alex. All right. I like your content, but do you know Jesus? He's in control of all of us. FYI. Yeah. Thank you, brother. I know Jesus. I know God. And I totally agree with you, brother. But we're still living in this 3D reality. We might as well enjoy it. Yes, we are, we are love. We are one with this universe. I do believe in all of this spiritual aspects of this reality. And at the same time, we still got to live in this somewhat of a matrix, you know, make a living, look at these charts. It's really a game, right? It's a game that we're playing here. So we might as well enjoy this game that we call life. Hi, the volume has been low. Yes, exactly. That's what I pointed out. And hi, bro, your accurate prediction. Thank you, Ankita. Much appreciated. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Okay, Shannon Kelly, I'm in the US and definitely also concerned about the future of the housing market. Yes, the future of the housing market is very concerning, okay? In fact, my parents are thinking about selling their home in California next year, and we're looking at the reality of it, and interest rates are, you know, sky high. You know, is it a good idea? You know, and then how on earth is my generation, you know, the millennials, how are we going to buy homes? Okay, guys, I am very fortunate enough to be able to buy a home in Southeast Asia. Very, very grateful for that. And I did have some luck involved in that. So we do not want to get priced out of this market, guys. We want to be able to own our homes. We want to be able to create a better future for ourselves and our families. We don't want to get bought out by these corporations. Okay, I think you can all agree with that. When will it go back up? Most likely, as per the astrology, brother. Looking forward to filling those bags of crypto even more. Absolutely. I much agree with that. So we will be talking a lot more about that. We will have to keep our eyes on the pulse of what we're seeing in the macro markets. You know, that includes the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, as those affect crypto. But as per the astrology, we could see a pause out for a while here, guys. So patience is key. I'm going to tell you this over and over. Patience. All right. We don't want to get all anxious. Just stay steady. Slow and steady wins the race. You know, dollar cost averaging. If that's a good strategy for you, I absolutely love that strategy. And also, take time off, guys. Take time off looking at the charts, guys. There's times when it's a good time to be keeping our eyes on the charts every day, and there's times when we just need to just step away, okay? And go surfing, go on a hike, go on a camping trip, go out into beautiful nature, spend time with your friends and family. Get off of the charts, all right? And then we're heading into potentially a time, you know, although I did buy a bit today because I'm like, wow, these prices are incredible right now. I had to dip my toe in a little bit. But yeah, we want to be slow and steady. How easy or difficult was it for you to buy overseas? You're in Bali, I think. Yes. Things are a lot more cheap. So in that sense, it was a lot easier to buy. I'll tell you that. If we compare Bali to California, California is about 6 times as expensive. Okay. So we're talking, you know, makes things a lot easier on the paycheck and, you know, the wallet. All right, what kinds of astrology indicators, planet ingresses or whatever might signal a drop in the housing prices rates? That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother bag of potatoes or enchiladas or whatever. So I'm not an expert on that, but I have seen potential possibilities where the rates might drop maybe at the end of this decade and then heading into 2030s. So either you want to potentially, I mean, I can't really give financial advice on that, and I'm not an expert in the housing market, but that would be my best guess. Today, market short or long trade? Okay, I cannot give financial advice, so don't ask me to give you financial advice. You need to make your own financial decisions, all right, guys? But thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I love the comments. I love the interactions. I love the spirituality here. Look at this. Crypto Jesus. Yes. Yes. Okay. I don't know if Jesus cares about crypto, but, you know, like I said, we are in this reality. We're paying the bills here in the 3D reality. You know, that's just kind of how it works right now. But absolutely maintain your spiritual practice. Stay grounded. Enjoy your life. We're not just meant to be staring at a screen all day. Okay, I sold 99% of my crypto at about 65K, found liquidity, movements that are kick-ass in penny stocks. It's not a bull run, but a retracement plays only. Yeah, that's certainly possible. Wow, so that's amazing that this person sold 99% of their crypto. All right, we'll see if that was a good decision or not. We will see, but yes, absolutely. it seems like things are quite slow and could continue to be a long drawn out consolidation period. All right. So I will keep my eyes on this each day and keep you guys updated. When will Nvidia pull back? Ha, great question. I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't tell you the future, but I could do a future video on Nvidia and see if I see anything in the astrology that points to that. All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in live with me. And definitely, if you're watching the recording, comment below. Let me know what you think. If you want to join the Crypto Astro Mastermind, dive into that with me, and you can get private calls, group calls every single month with me. You can ask me all your questions, and we'll have a lot more time to dive much, much deeper into the markets and the astrology. And it's a one payment. You just make one payment, and you're in for the lifetime. That means for the entirety of this bull run and the next bear run and forever and eons after that. So that's it, guys. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. Definitely subscribe if you're new, if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you on the next one. Much love.